There's the Jordan River, the mountains of the Gilead. Behind me in this direction is the valley of Jezreel, the valley of Armageddon. That's over there. Which means, beyond these trees, I have the location of Mount Gilboa and the northern end of the Sumerian mountains, at the bottom of which there is a spring. It is the spring of Harod, where Gideon collected his armies. He has some 33,000 men. He sends 32,000 away, 22,000 away rather. He's going to be left with almost near enough about 10,000. He's still got too many soldiers. He goes down to the springs to watch how they drink. Those that spread eager their arms. Those that are ready to prostrate themselves before the gods. Excuse me. We don't want them. They're no use to them. Those that protect themselves. Those that keep their wits about them and are ready and prepared for any event, that have drawn the water up to their mouths, keeping weapons, intelligence, their minds active and ready, are the 300 that are chosen. From that spring comes a river, the river Harod. This is the river Harod. And as it comes towards the Jordan Valley, it gets deeper and deeper. Remember, this is well below sea level. They are still below sea level right now. And so they had to have a very good stronghold in anybody coming into the country. And the place is the stronghold is right in the middle. It is the city of Shean. Who is Shean? Answer, no idea. Shean could have been a god. Shean could have been a person. And very often we hear the word Bet, which means a house. The house of Shean could mean a god, it could mean a person. And he has a city on this little mountain, right here. This city is a powerful city because it controls the entrance into the country. But as the city grew up over time, the children of Israel had not captured this powerful city, where the people on the top are Philistines, not from my usual Pentapolis, but from Egypt. Those that have come up from Egypt have held this on behalf of Egypt. And we can find the Telemana letters. The Habiru are capturing Egyptian cities. Are we talking about the Hebrews are capturing Egyptian cities? Well, this is one of the cities that the children of Israel failed to capture. And we find on the top today there are palaces. There is a governor's residence on the top. And it's all in Egyptian hieroglyphics. And it's Philistine. Very strange set of circumstances. Nevertheless, it is these Philistines that Saul is fighting against. He falls on Mount Gilboa. David, when he hears about the death of Saul, opens up with that beautiful lamentation that thy glory, O Israel, is slain upon thy high places. How are the mighty fallen? Say it not in Gath, publish it not in the streets of Ashkelon. As the daughters of Philistines rejoice, the daughters of uncircumcised exult. He goes on to speak how Saul had garbed the rid of Israel dainty and scarlet, and how his love for Jonathan surpassed the love of a woman. And that was probably a lot of love, because David certainly loved his women. I'm thinking when we think of stories like Bathsheba. Okay, which is an interesting story in itself. Perhaps we'll take a closer look at it. So he is worried about the death right now of Saul. Saul, having been slain, is pinned to the walls of Beth-Shean. If we take a look in a moment at the tell, there is a dead tree on the left. It's been there for several decades. Nobody will shift it. The reason, it is sitting on the line of David and Solomon. That is the line of the wall. Imagine the decapitated body of Saul hanging up there. When the men of Jabesh in Gilead take the body of Saul, burn it and bury it under a tamarisk tree. Why did they do that? Because it was payback time. Had it not been for the girls of Benjamin would not have survived. The girls of Gilead rather, Benjamin would not have survived. So when they were in trouble, Saul had helped in their war against the Amorites to the south, against King Nahash. They now pay back Saul and they take his body. David makes his lament. Solomon comes along and sets up Baanah as governor in 1 Kings 4. Here at Bet-Shean, almost as rich as Megiddo. There's some 20 levels of building. That means it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. By the 3rd century, before the Common Era, they're beginning to come off of the hill and build below. By the 1st century, I'm seeing a major city. They dammed off the river, and they forced the river to go through town in this direction. What we find underneath this city today is a most wonderful 1st century running water sewerage system. And the Talmud asks, who is a rich man? And answers by saying, he who can afford to have a privy in his own house. Who can have a toilet at home? You might sound a bit strange. Look at the South 60 years ago in America. People are still using, some people are still using the outhouses. These people had houses 2,000 years ago with toilets in them. But I do find some places, such as right over here, a 41-seater unisex restroom. 41-seater. The Byzantines came and started building on the top. It would appear that under most of these houses was the Jewish quarter of town. We found some pieces of synagogues, a lot of items that show Judea. The central municipal part of town, I don't find that. What I do find is a beautiful theater. Where is that theater? Right behind you. It's there. Far better built than what we saw over at Caesarea by the sea. Our bus came in nearby the great hippodrome, horse racing, chariot racing, the circus. But most of the horse racing and chariot racing is similar to that of Caesarea down the bottom. You've still got the same idea, flat at one end with the horses going around, probably near enough about a quarter mile long. Then I'd like to go down now and have a look at some of this theater. Perhaps take a look at some of the bathhouse. Walk along Palladius Street. Why is this Palladius Street? Because Palladius, the son of Porphyrius, governor of the city, in the 5th century, rebuilt that street and has his name in the street. It's his street. But we will be able to see parts below it from the period of the 1st century. That will bring us down to the Tell. But here I see a monumental style building because nobody wants to see the barren hill. There were temples on the top replaced by churches under the Byzantines. I then would like to take a right turn to come all the way around, look by the 41-seater and circle back up to here.